At the start of the drama, the female lead, Doona, is seen falling into the water when suddenly her eyes open and she realizes she was having a dream. She is a K-pop idol. On the other hand, we see the male lead, Wonjun, who was leaving his city to move to another city, Seoul, to complete his engineering studies. Wonjun's friend, Kok-soo, is with him, who is a very big fan of Doona. Kok-soo tells Wonjun, "If you find Doona there, please let me talk to her." Wonjun says laughingly, as if Doona is sitting there waiting for me, "By the way, buddy, take care of my mom and sister. My sister's health is not very good." Then Kok-soo tells him, "Don't worry, your mom is my mom." After this, Wonjun reaches the other city, Seoul. Doona also lives in the same house where he is going to live. But Wonjun cannot recognize Doona and tells her, "Have we met somewhere before? I don't know why, I feel like I have seen you somewhere before." When Doona gives no response to this, Wonjun picks up his luggage and goes inside the house. Wonjun's room is on the second floor because Doona lives on the floor below. Two other boys live with Wonjun on the upper floor. One is Koo Jung, who does not like girls, and the other is Yoon Taek, who is crazy about girls. After this, Wonjun goes to his room and sets it up nicely. Then he prints flyers to give math tuition. After printing the flyers, Wonjun is standing near the window cutting them out when suddenly his gaze falls on Doona, who is smoking a cigarette. Wonjun starts looking at her. When Doona looks towards Wonjun, he quickly moves back, but Doona sees him. After this, Wonjun goes out to put up those flyers, and when he returns home, he sees Doona, who is calling someone, but no one answers the call. Wonjun keeps looking at her, but when Doona looks towards Wonjun, he quickly goes inside the house. The next day, Wonjun gets a call from Kok-soo, who tells him, "Wonjun, a friend of my mom lives there. My mom talked to her about you, so she has called you to her place to teach the children math." Hearing this, Wonjun becomes very happy and says, "Thanks," to Kok-soo. Just then, Kok-soo starts singing a song by Doona. Wonjun hears this song and ends the call. The next morning, when Wonjun is leaving the house, he is singing the same song that Kok-soo was singing on the call. Doona is also standing outside smoking. When she hears Wonjun singing the song, she goes to Wonjun and says, "Are you trying to mess with me?" Then Wonjun thinks for a moment and says to himself, "I remember now." Then he tells Doona, "You are Doona, right? I couldn't even recognize you." Hearing this, Doona says, "You are acting." Just then, Wonjun says, What did you say? I didn't understand." Then Doona starts smoking, and all the smoke goes into Wonjun's eyes. Then Doona says, "All you men are the same. Now tell me, why are you following me? And who gave you my address?" Hearing this, Wonjun says, "No one gave me your address. And by the way, do I look like a creep who would follow you? My friend is a very big fan of yours. That's why I recognized you. Okay, sorry. This won't happen again." After this, Wonjun comes to the house of Kok-soo's mother's friend to give an interview, and she tells him, "I liked you. Start teaching my children from next week." Hearing this, Wonjun is leaving happily when suddenly that lady comes up behind Wonjun and says, "Mr. Wonjun, you were leaving your handkerchief right here." Wonjun takes his handkerchief and leaves. On the way, he sees a girl reading his flyers. Wonjun goes to her and says, "Do you need a tutor?" Then that girl looks at Wonjun and says, "Wonjun, you here?" Wonjun keeps looking at her and says, "Jinju, how are you?" Jinju was Wonjun's school friend, and Wonjun used to like her. After this, both go for a drink. Just then, during the conversation, they find out that both study at the same university. Then both come to the bus stop to go home. It is getting quite cold. Wonjun gives her his handkerchief, and both keep talking to each other for a long time until the bus arrives. After this, when Wonjun reaches home, he notices that Doona is sitting outside in the cold and crying. Seeing her like this, Wonjun starts to go to her but then stops. Just then, Doona gets up, comes to Wonjun, and faints right there. Seeing her, Wonjun becomes very worried and quickly takes off his coat and puts it on Doona. Then he quickly takes her to the hospital. When Doona regains consciousness in the hospital, Wonjun tells her, "The nurse was asking about your guardian." Hearing this, Doona says, "I have no one." Just then, Wonjun tells the nurse, "I am her guardian." After this, Wonjun takes great care of Doona in the hospital, but Doona behaves very rudely toward him. The next morning, Kok-soo calls Wonjun and tells him, "My mom's friend said not to come to teach her children because she hates smoking. By the way, that lady asked me 3 times if your friend smokes. I told her that you don't, but she said she smelled smoke on your handkerchief." Hearing this, Wonjun remembers the flashback scene when Doona was smoking, and all the smoke had gone into Wonjun's eyes. Now, in the present, he becomes very sad. After this, when Wonjun leaves the house, Doona is sitting outside and tells Wonjun, "Have you had breakfast? If not, should we go out somewhere for breakfast?" Seeing this, Wonjun is shocked and avoids her to leave. But Doona had become like this because Wonjun had taken care of her in the hospital. Now, Doona follows Wonjun all the time, asking to go out for food and always tries to stay near him. After this at night, when Wonjun goes to the terrace to dry clothes, Doona is sitting there and says to Wonjun, "Should we go out somewhere to eat?" Just then, Wonjun asks Doona, "Do you like me?" Hearing this, Doona starts laughing loudly and says, "I am lonely. I need a friend. That's why I talk to you." Saying this, she leaves from there. The next day, when Wonjun sees Jinju at the university, he gets up to go to her. But just then, Jinju's friends come and sit with her. After this, Wonjun is sitting outside when Jinju comes to him. When she starts to return his handkerchief, the handkerchief gets stuck in her earring. Seeing this, Wonjun removes the handkerchief from her earring. Jinju's friends are watching all this and say to Jinju, "Who was that boy?" Then Jinju says, "He is a friend." Wonjun is hearing all this from behind, and he does not like it. After this, Wonjun starts putting up flyers again because he didn't get the job and he needed money. For this reason, he was very worried. Then he goes home by taking the bus. When he gets off the bus, he sees that someone has taken his number from his flyers. Seeing this, he becomes very happy because he thinks someone is going to call him for tuition. Just then, he gets a call. Wonjun quickly answers the call, but this was just a prank by Doona. Doona is standing hidden right there and starts laughing loudly. Wonjun gets very angry seeing all this and says many things to her. Hearing all this, Doona says, "I won't bother you now," and goes away sadly. The next day, when Wonjun leaves the house, he sees that Doona is not sitting outside. Then he goes to the terrace, but Doona is not there either. Then Wonjun realizes that he said too much to Doona. After this, he goes to Doona's room and tells her, "I will take you for lunch when I get a job." But Doona ignores Wonjun and leaves. But Doona cannot ignore Wonjun for many days. One day, she even goes to his class to invite him for lunch. Just then, everyone in the class starts looking at her. Then Wonjun picks up a cap and hides her face. Then they go for lunch after class, and a friendship develops between the two. The next day, Doona's cigarettes run out, so she goes to the market to buy cigarettes. Just then, Doona sees Wonjun, who is waiting for the bus at the bus stop. Doona is about to say hi to Wonjun, but Wonjun sits on the bus and leaves. After this, Wonjun starts a part-time job in a hotel where Jinju also worked part-time. Wonjun is shocked to see her. Just then, Wonjun remembers a flashback scene when he saw Jinju for the first time and started liking her. Now, in the present, both finish their work and come to the bus stop. Here, Doona is calling someone again, but he does not answer the call. Just then, Doona remembers a flashback scene where the same man gives her the phone she is calling. Giving the phone, he says, "Call only in case of necessity." Now, in the present, Doona comes out and sees that Wonjun is feeding the cats. Doona starts looking at him. After feeding the cats, Wonjun comes to Doona. Then Doona says, "I called you and you didn't pick up. By the way, do you know whom I hate the most? The one who doesn't pick up my call? Because then I feel like I have become alone." Hearing this, Wonjun says, "Sorry, I was busy. By the way, was there any special reason for calling?" Then Doona says, "I just wanted to hear your voice. Make sure to pick up the call next time." Hearing this, Wonjun looks at Doona and goes inside. The next day, Wonjun goes to a party with his friends and is enjoying himself a lot. But here, Doona was alone in the house and was getting very bored, so she comes out to walk around. Then she calls Wonjun. Wonjun goes out of the party to answer the call because there was a lot of noise inside. When Wonjun is talking to Doona, some boys from his class come and take the phone from Wonjun and start saying strange things to Doona. Seeing this, when Wonjun tries to take the phone back from that boy, the boy grabs Wonjun. Just then, Doona comes there, moves Wonjun aside and says to that boy, "How dare you touch Wonjun?" Just then, that boy pushes Doona back. Then Doona says, "Don't try to be smart with me." Doona has a glass bottle in her hand. Then she says, "Get out of here. Otherwise, I will break your head with this very bottle." Hearing this, that boy says, "Okay, if you have the courage, then try it." And he starts teasing Doona. Just then, Doona says angrily, "Do you want to see my courage?" Saying this, she tries to hit the bottle on the boy's head. But Wonjun quickly picks up a helmet and puts it over the boy's head. The bottle hits it and breaks. Seeing this, those boys run away from there. After this, Wonjun makes Doona sit to the side. Jinju had also come with her friends. Doona understands from the way Wonjun is looking at Jinju that Wonjun likes Jinju. Just then, Jinju sees Wonjun and comes to him. She is shocked to see Doona because she is also a fan of Doona. Then she says to Doona, "Will you also party with us?" Then Doona says, "I don't party with strangers," and takes Jinju home with her. There, Doona, Jinju, and Wonjun drink together. There, a friendship develops between Doona and Jinju. While drinking, it gets late for Jinju, and she falls asleep right there. After this, Doona goes to the terrace to smoke, and Wonjun also goes to the terrace. Doona had drunk a lot, so she starts to slip. Seeing this, Wonjun quickly goes to her. but Doona composes herself. Then both sit there and talk. Doona tells Wonjun Jinju is very pretty. I am feeling jealous of her. Hearing this, Wonjun says, are you jealous of her beauty? Then Doona says, are you crazy? Why would I be jealous of her beauty? I am feeling jealous because both of you already know each other. Saying this, she starts to leave, and again Doona slips. Wonjun tries to catch her, and just then both accidentally hug each other. Then both start looking at each other. Doona is about to kiss Wonjun, but she moves back with a smile and says, you are so cute. My control was about to break. Stay away from me, in case I fall in love with you. The next day, Wonjun keeps thinking about this very thing. After this, Wonjun goes to the university and tells Jinju, you left last night without saying goodbye. Hearing this, Jinju says, I saw you and Doona kissing on the terrace. That's why I left without disturbing you. After this, when Wonjun goes home, he gets very angry because Jinju had a misunderstanding. Doona, seeing Wonjun's bad mood, says, what happened? Did Jinju reject you? Hearing this, Wonjun says, nothing like that. By the way, she had a misunderstanding that we were kissing each other last night. Just then Doona says, you should have told her the truth. Then Wonjun says, when there is nothing like that between us, why would I explain to her? Hearing this, Doona says, then what should we do now? Should we go on a date for real? Just then Wonjun says, now I know why you don't have any friends. Because whatever comes into your mouth, you say it. You don't care about anyone. You don't care what people will think about you. Hearing all this, Doona says, yes, I do what comes to my heart. Is this wrong? My career was ruined because of me. Saying this, she leaves from there in anger. The next day, Wonjun calls his friend Kok Soo and asks, why does your favorite idol, Doona, behave like this? Does she have a mental health issue? Hearing this, Kok Soo says, there is nothing like that. The media is spreading wrong news about her. Just then, Wonjun says, fine, and ends the call. He goes home and cooks food to fix Doona's mood. Then Doona eats food with everyone. After that, Wonjun takes Doona for a walk. Just then, he asks Doona, why did you quit your job? Hearing this, Doona says, one day I felt that I wouldn't be able to sing, so I quit singing. After this, both go to play games. Doona enjoys herself a lot while playing games. Just then, Wonjun starts noticing Doona and smiles while looking at her. After this, a flashback scene is shown where there is a very big show. Doona tells her manager, I won't be able to sing today, but her manager forcefully sends her on stage to sing. Then Doona faints on stage while singing. Since then, her career has started going down. Now, in the present, Doona and Wonjun go to a park where Doona tells Wonjun, today is my birthday. By the way, did anything happen between you and Jinju? Then Wonjun tells Doona about his one-sided love. Hearing this, Doona says, you can win her over. Wonjun asks, how? Then Doona tells Wonjun ways to make Jinju realize his love. After this, when Doona comes home, she sees that a gift is lying on the table. Seeing that gift, Doona quickly runs out and starts looking for the person who gave her the gift. She looks for that person for a long time, but she doesn't find anyone. Here, Wonjun calls Jinju and tells her that there is nothing between him and Doona. Jinju says, I am happy to hear this. The next day, Wonjun asks Doona, what could Jinju have meant by that? Hearing this, after thinking for a while, Doona tells him, it can have two meanings. One, she is very happy that there is nothing between us and she likes you. And second, it doesn't matter to her whether you like someone or not. But I think the first one is correct. Just then, Wonjun says, why would Jinju like me? Then Doona says, what is wrong with you? I like you. Hearing this, Wonjun smiles and says, there is nothing wrong with me, but Jinju is not my type. Then Doona says, try proposing to her and see. After this, Wonjun is remembering old times while looking at an old photo with Jinju. Here, Doona is in her room when she feels that someone is keeping an eye on her. Just then, Doona closes all the doors of her house because she is very worried. Then she goes to the washroom. When she is about to come out of the washroom door gets locked and she gets stuck inside. Doona tries a lot, but the door does not open. Here, Wonjun and Jinju are at their part-time job. Just then, Wonjun says to Jinju nervously, if you are free tomorrow, should we go to see the cherry blossoms? Then Jinju says while thinking, okay, let's go. Hearing this, Wonjun becomes very happy. After this, when Wonjun goes home, he doesn't see Doona anywhere. Then he goes to Doona's room and calls out to her. Then he finds out that Doona is locked in the washroom. When Wonjun quickly opens the door, Doona hugs Wonjun. After this, Wonjun fixes the washroom lock for Doona. Just then, he sees that Doona's mood is not good, so he takes Doona out for a walk to fix her mood. There, they both enjoy themselves a lot, and Doona's mood becomes fine. The next day, Wonjun goes to see the cherry blossoms with Jinju. There, Wonjun unintentionally starts talking about Doona, and Jinju notices this. Jinju does not like this at all. Just then, it starts raining, so both run to the bus stop. There, a friend of Jinju comes whose name is Se-hun, who says to Jinju, "Come on, I will drop you off." So both Jinju and Wonjun sit in the car. On the way, Wonjun gets a call from Yoon Taek. Yoon Taek tells Wonjun, "I have ordered extra pizza, so come home and eat." Se-hun also hears Wonjun talking to Yoon Taek, and coincidentally, Se-hun is Yoon Taek's best friend. So Se-hun stops at their house. Everyone eats pizza there together. Then Doona asks Jinju, "Do you like Se-hun?" Hearing this, Se-hun says, "We both are like soulmates. We get along very well with each other." But Wonjun does not like this. Wonjun tells them, "I will go and get ice cream." Saying this, he leaves from there and starts thinking about Jinju. Just then, Doona comes there looking for Wonjun. Then they go back with ice cream. Doona stops outside to smoke, so Wonjun takes off his hoodie and puts it over Doona and leaves because Doona was wearing very light clothes. Here, everyone is eating ice cream, and when Doona comes in, Jinju notices Wonjun's hoodie on her, and she does not like it. After this, Yoon Taek asks Se-hun about Jinju. "Do you like her?" Then Se-hun says, "Yes, I like her." Wonjun hears all this. Here, Jinju tells Doona, "Should we go out somewhere tomorrow?" And Doona agrees. The next day, both together watch a game. When the match ends, Se-hun, Jinju, Doona, and Wonjun are told, "Should we go to a restaurant to eat?" But Wonjun refuses. So Jinju and Se-hun leave. After they leave, Doona tells Wonjun, "In this way, you will lose Jinju." Hearing this, Wonjun says, "When did I ever have her that I would lose her now?" Just then Doona says, "The fire is burning equally on both sides, but no one wants to speak. You should tell her everything. Otherwise, you will regret it later." Then Wonjun says, "I told her once that I like her, but after that, Jinju started ignoring me. And after that day, we met after a year. By the way, it's my own fault. I mistook her friendship for love." The next day, Doona is alone at home when she again feels that someone is looking at her, and she becomes very worried. Then Doona calls Jinju to her house. When everyone is sitting and talking, Yoon Taek says, "Let's play a game in which everyone has to tell a lie, but such a lie that it seems like the truth." First of all, Jinju says, "Someone has proposed to me, but I haven't been able to give them an answer yet." Then Doona says, "I feel like someone is keeping an eye on me, but this is not a lie. It is the truth, and he is still here." Just then, that boy who was keeping an eye on Doona comes out and runs. So everyone runs after him to catch him. Wonjun runs so fast that he catches the boy. Then the boy says, "I am a very big fan of Doona." Doona scares this boy too with her anger. When Wonjun catches that boy, Doona says, "I will teach him a lesson." And she is about to hit the boy with a glass bottle but stops. She throws the bottle and leaves. After this, Jinju and Wonjun are together. Then Jinju says, "I am leaving my house, that's why I do a job. And the reason for all this is my dad." Hearing this, Wonjun says, "Truly, I didn't know this." Just then, Jinju leaves and looks at a photo of her and Wonjun while sitting on the bus because Jinju also liked Wonjun, but was not able to tell him. Here, when Wonjun comes home, Doona is sleeping in his room, so Wonjun starts drinking while sitting outside. Just then, Doona also comes there. Wonjun gives her a drink and says, "Now that boy will not bother you anymore. By the way, don't be afraid. Hardly anyone would hurt you, otherwise everyone loves you." Hearing this, Doona says, "It seems I am still in a dream." Saying this, she puts her head on Wonjun's lap and falls asleep while holding Wonjun's hand. Wonjun also holds Doona's hand and falls asleep there. The next day, Wonjun keeps thinking about Doona. After this, he goes to his job. Doona also goes to his workplace and says to Wonjun, "I am not here to meet you. I have just come here to enjoy myself alone." Saying this, she leaves and starts taking rides alone. But she was getting bored alone. Still, she waits for Wonjun until evening. After finishing work, Wonjun sees Doona waiting and starts smiling. Then they both go for dinner. While eating dinner, Doona says, "I am remembering one thing. Once due to rain, a show got canceled. Because of that, I had so much time and nothing to do. So I thought, let's do something, but I didn't know what to do. Then I understood that I don't know anything except dancing and singing. I sang and danced my whole life. Then I thought, what will happen when I am no longer able to sing and dance? Then I will have plenty of time. I will be alone, and there will be no fun in life. But now, there is so much fun in this, more than my expectations." Saying this, Doona asks Wonjun, "What are your dreams?" Then Wonjun says, "My dream is to live life like a common person." Just then, Doona says, "Come, let's open a fortune cookie." When Wonjun opens the fortune cookie, nothing good is written in it. He tells Doona, "In these, good things are usually written. But what is written here? Hearing this, Doona says, tell me quickly, what is written on it? Then Wonjun says, it is written on this that soon I am going to face an enemy. Just then, Doona says, I brought you here to fix your mood and you are worried again. By the way, on a day when the weather is good, we will go on a date again. Wonjun says, yes. After this, both are going home when Doona says, don't take so much stress. Enjoy life like me. Just then, Wonjun says, I am helpless. My sister stays sick. My mom is the only one who works. I came here so that I could become someone, but here I am not even able to fulfill my needs. After hearing Wonjun's words, Doona starts laughing. When Wonjun asks the reason for her laughing, she tells him nothing. After this, Wonjun falls asleep on the bus. Doona catches his head and puts it on her shoulder. Just then, Doona reads her fortune cookie slip, in which it is written that one should forget the past and move forward. The next day, when Wonjun goes to the university, he sees a girl there named Choi Ra and a boy fighting because that boy cheated on Choi Ra. That's why Choi Ra teaches that boy a lesson in front of everyone. So, that boy runs away. Just then, Wonjun feels that he has seen Choi Ra somewhere before. When Jinju asks Wonjun, do you know her? Then Wonjun says, no. Then both leave. Choi Ra used to drink a lot and her actions were also very strange, due to which her reputation in college was very low. Choi Ra is very sad due to the breakup, so her friends see her sad and say, we will take her with us on a group blind date too. Here, Wonjun is sitting in the university when he sees on his phone that people were saying very bad things about Doona because Wonjun and Doona's photo while eating food at night had been leaked. There in college, everyone was saying bad things about Doona. Wonjun starts worrying about Doona and quickly comes home. He sees that Doona is cooking and pretends as if she doesn't care. Here, Jinju also sees that photo of Doona. In those photos, Wonjun's face is blurred. Despite this, Jinju recognizes Wonjun and becomes very sad. The next day, Doona opens the window of her room and sees that the weather is very good. She quickly gets ready and goes to Wonjun. Seeing her, Wonjun says, why are you so dressed up? Are you going somewhere? Then Doona says, yes, I am going on a date. Hearing this, Wonjun says, okay, with whom? Just then Doona says, with you, look how good the weather is. Come on, let's go on a date. Then Wonjun says, I can't go today. I have to study. Just then, Doona starts taking out Wonjun's clothes. Wonjun was about to agree to go on a date when Wonjun gets a call from Yoon Taek and he says, Wonjun, my life is now in your hands. Come quickly. So Wonjun quickly leaves and Doona remains standing there sadly. But Yoon Taek was not in any trouble. He had called Wonjun for a group date. Choi Ra had also come on the same group blind date. When both see each other, Wonjun tries to avoid Choi Ra, but Choi Ra recognizes Wonjun. Just then, a flashback scene is shown that Wonjun and Choi Ra's mothers were best friends and Wonjun and Choi Ra were born on the same day. So their mothers decided on their marriage right then. Choi Ra and Wonjun's entire childhood was spent together. But when both were 12 years old, Choi Ra went to Brazil. Now, in the present, Wonjun was not happy at all to meet Choi Ra. Here, Doona is sitting in her room very sadly when the power goes out. So Doona comes out and sits. Just then, Doona sees that Yoon Taek is coming. So Doona asks him, you were kidnapped? By the way, where's Wonjun? Then Yoon Taek says, Wonjun is not coming tonight. He is on a blind date and will spend the night there with that girl. Saying this, he leaves. Here, Wonjun is with Choi Ra, and Choi Ra has drunk a lot. So Wonjun brings another drink for Choi Ra by drinking which her intoxication wears off. She tells Wonjun, when you had already recognized me, what was the need to act like a stranger? Hearing this, Wonjun says, yeah, I didn't want to invite trouble. Come on, now go home. Then Choi Ra says, but you will have to drop me off. Saying this, she starts laughing loudly. Then suddenly she starts crying loudly. Wonjun asks her, why are you crying? Just then Choi Ra says, my boyfriend left me. He kept playing with my emotions. I came on a blind date to forget my sorrow and here I found you. After this, Wonjun drops Choi Ra at her house and comes home by bus. He sees that Doona is sitting outside. Just then, Wonjun asks her, why are you sitting here? Then Doona says, there is no light inside and it is very dark. That's why I'm sitting here. Just then, Wonjun's gaze falls on Doona's finger, which was burnt. Seeing the finger, Wonjun says to Doona, how did your finger get burnt? Then Doona says, maybe it got burnt while smoking. Hearing this, Wonjun catches Doona's finger and says, it seems like it just got burnt. Come inside. I will apply ice. So Wonjun brings Doona inside and starts applying it to her finger. Then Doona says, I am smelling a girl's perfume on you. Then Wonjun says, yes, girls were also with us, that's why. Hearing all this, Doona gets very sad. Then Then suddenly Doona kisses Wonjun. After kissing, Wonjun moves Doona aside and leaves. He tries to sleep in his room, but he cannot sleep. His attention is fixed on Doona's kiss. The next day when Wonjun comes to the university, his attention is still on that kiss. And in this way, Wonjun remains disturbed all day. After this, when he comes home in the evening, Doona is sitting in his room. Seeing her, Wonjun says, "Can I talk to you for a moment?" Just then Doona says, "Yes, tell me. What do you want to talk about?" Then Wonjun says, "Why did you do what you did yesterday?" Hearing this, Doona says, "Oh, we both kissed yesterday. I felt like it, so I did it. Didn't you like it?" Then Wonjun asks, "Do you love me?" But Doona gives no answer. So Wonjun says, "That means you don't. By the way, look, I don't kiss friends. And from today onwards, we will stay with each other just like two friends stay. I know you're alone, and when a person is alone, they look for support, but you will get more pain from all this." After hearing all this, Doona tells Wonjun, "Look, you are only 21 years old, so enjoy life. Don't become a philosopher. When did I ever tell you that I love you?" Just then, Wonjun says quickly, "But I felt it. If this isn't love, then doing this is dishonest." Hearing this, Doona says, "How was this dishonest? Many people in the world do this. Are you different from them?" Saying this, she leaves, and Wonjun remains sitting silently. The next day, when Wonjun leaves the house to go to the university, he sees that an ad for roommates has been put on the first floor. After this, Wonjun comes to the university where he meets Choi Ra, who tells Wonjun, "Please, let me stay in your room for a few days." So Wonjun gets up and starts to leave. Just then, Choi Ra starts crying loudly and says to Wonjun, "Don't do this to me. Sit right here." So Wonjun sits there. On the other side, Se-hun and Jin-ju are sitting in a restaurant, and Jin-ju tells Se-hun, "Last time you told me that you liked me, I have come to give an answer to that." Just then, Se-hun says, "You can take more time." Then Jin-ju says, "I like someone else." Hearing this, Se-hun says, "Wonjun, you like Wonjun. I knew it, but I ignored it." Then Jin-ju becomes silent. Then she says, "Sorry." After this, Jin-ju leaves her house. Then she calls Wonjun and invites him. Wonjun comes to meet Jin-ju. Both are standing on the terrace of a department. Just then, Wonjun is silently looking here and there. So Jin-ju says, "What are you looking at?" Hearing this, Wonjun says, "I am seeing that in all these many houses, not even one is my home." Just then, Jin-ju says, "Mine isn't either." Then Wonjun says, smilingly, "Don't lie." Hearing this, Jin-ju says, "What do you mean? What do you want to say?" Then Wonjun says, "Just that you belong to a rich family, and that's why there is a family business as well as a building. That's why there is a smile on your face all the time." Just then, tears come into Jinju's eyes, and she says, while smiling, "There is no happiness behind every smile." Saying this, she leaves from there. Wonjun also goes after her, stops her, and says, "Did I break your heart unknowingly?" Just then, Jinju says, "Sorry, I had come here to talk to you about something else." Then Jinju says, while holding Wonjun's hand, "Don't go so far away from me that it becomes difficult to come back." After this, Wonjun is trying to sleep in his room, but he is not getting sleep. So he says to himself, how difficult it is to understand these girls. Twist after twist. The next day, Doona, Wonjun, and Yoon Taek are standing outside the house. Choi Ra comes there with her friends and her luggage. Seeing her, Wonjun says, "Who called her here?" Then Yoon Taek says, "She didn't have a house, so I called her." Choi Ra and her friends are shocked to see Doona. Just then, Jin-ju also comes there. Seeing her, Doona says, "I have called her here because she also didn't have a house." After this, everyone helps put Choi Ra's luggage inside. Then Doona, Jin-ju, and Choi Ra are sitting together and talking. During the conversation, Choi Ra and Jin-ju find out that both their childhoods were spent in the same place, so they start talking about that place. Doona starts getting bored sitting there, so she comes out. After a while, Jin-ju also comes out to Doona and says to Doona, "It must be difficult for you to live here with strangers, right?" Doona says, "No, I feel like you must find it difficult." So Jin-ju says, "No, I feel as if I am on a school trip." Just then, Doona says, "I never even went on a school trip." Then Jin-ju says, "Then one day, let's make a plan for the three of us to go on a trip, but in school uniforms." Hearing this, Doona says, "Good idea." Then Jin-ju says, while thinking, "Why did you think about having a roommate?" Just then, Doona says, "Leave me. Why did you suddenly leave your house?" So Jin-ju says, "Maybe the right time had come. I endured a lot, and now my patience was exhausted, so I left the house, and now I am here." Saying this, Jin-ju becomes silent. Then after a while, she tells Doona, "I have told Wonjun my heart's feelings. I haven't told him clearly, but I hope he will understand. And I have come here only to hear his decision so that I don't lose him again." Hearing this, Doona says, "Unfortunately, I can only give you a place to live here because I have given Wonjun a place in my heart. I will not be able to support you. Just then, Jinju says, I know him very well. He has thought too much since childhood. He likes to go to the depth of every single thing, and he will never want to adopt such a relationship where there is a fear of the heart breaking. We grew up together. We are good friends. It is possible that he also loves me. Maybe he is afraid to say it for some reason. I have belief that I will definitely succeed. Hearing all this, Doona starts to smile. The next day, everyone together goes to the university. Doona is standing on the terrace looking at them and thinking about Jinju's words. Here, Doona is sitting alone in the house thinking about Wonjun. Then Doona gets ready nicely and goes to a club and drinks a lot. Here in the house, Jinju asks Wonjun for an extra blanket. Wonjun says, "It's in my room. Take it." Just then, Jinju goes to Wonjun's room to take the blanket. Then her gaze falls on some photos that are of Jinju and Wonjun together. Seeing them, Jinju becomes happy. Then she is leaving after picking up the blanket when suddenly her gaze falls on the cigarette pack lying on Wonjun's bed, which was Doona's. Seeing it, Jinju becomes sad. On the other side, Doona meets a junior in the club. Doona knew him, so she comes out with him and starts talking. Just then, that junior boy says, "Should we go somewhere else?" So Doona goes with him. Here, Wonjun asks Jinju to go for a walk with him. Jinju gets ready to go for a walk, and on the way, she tells Wonjun, "When you proposed to me, I was very happy because I also liked you and I wanted to say yes. But when I went home, my dad was beating my sister and had even cut all her hair because her affair had come to light. That's why I was afraid to say yes to you." After hearing all this, Wonjun says, "I also liked you very much. So much that no one ever loved anyone like that. That's why I went far away from you so that my heart wouldn't break. And now, when I have met you again, I am not able to understand whether that desire for you still remains in my heart or not. I wish I could have supported you by hugging you in that difficult time of yours, but now that time has passed." Hearing this, Jinju says, "No, you can still support me. You can still love me. We were there then, and we are still here." Just then, Wonjun says, "But the time is not the same. I brought you for a walk so that I could say sorry to you." Hearing this, Jinju becomes very sad. After this, Wonjun comes home and starts waiting for Doona. Doona returns home with the same boy. She is going into the house after saying bye to the boy. Then that boy starts to kiss Doona. Doona stops him and says, "Stay within your limits." Then that boy says, "That means people say the truth about you. You just play with people like this. Today, I have seen your real face myself. You are doing all this to get Parkin's attention, right?" Just then, Wonjun comes there and asks that boy, "Who are you?" Seeing Wonjun, that boy says, "Okay, so these days, this is your new toy." Just then, Doona says to that boy, "Come on, my phone was left in the car." So Wonjun stops Doona and says, "I will go and get it." Then Wonjun and that boy go to the car to pick up the phone. That boy picks up the phone from the car and gives it to Wonjun. Just then Wonjun asks that boy, "Are you Doona's friend?" Then that boy says, "She is no one's friend. She stays with every boy just so she can get Parkin's attention. But I will not leave her." Wonjun gets angry hearing all this and says to that boy, "Go away from here." Hearing this, that boy says, "Have you fallen in love with her?" So Wonjun closes the car door on that boy's hand and leaves. Here, coming to Doona and giving her the phone, he says, "What do you want to prove by doing all this?" Hearing this, Doona says nothing, so Wonjun leaves. Here, coming somewhere outside, he starts playing with a ball and keeps thinking about Doona. Just then, Doona comes there and says to Wonjun, "What are you doing here?" Saying this when she starts to touch Wonjun, Wonjun pushes her hand away in anger. Seeing this, Doona says, "What happened? Did you feel something?" Just then, Wonjun starts to leave, and Doona hits him from behind with the ball. Wonjun picks up that ball and leaves in anger. Doona also keeps following him and tries to stop Wonjun, but Wonjun does not stop. Then Wonjun stops and says to Doona in anger, "Who was that boy? Who is that man he was talking about? What am I to you? Just someone for hanging out?" Hearing this, Doona says, "Perhaps you are forgetting. You had called this dishonesty. That's why I decided to go out with other people. I wanted to know whether what I feel for you is love or just my internal hunger. But if this is love, no matter how many people are near me, I am not able to forget you even for a moment. If I say that I love you, then what will be your answer?" Hearing this, Wonjun stands silent. So Doona says, "As usual, you have no answer." Saying this, she starts to leave, and Wonjun stops Doona and kisses her. Just then, Doona says, "You don't kiss friends." So Wonjun says, "No, I don't." Saying this, he kisses Doona again. The next day, Doona and Wonjun go for a walk outside. Wonjun starts kissing Doona. Just then, Doona moves Wonjun aside and says, "Come on, let's go." Saying this, she starts to leave. So Wonjun catches Doona's hand, stops her, takes her to the side, and starts kissing her. On the other side, Choi Ra and Koo-jong are practicing martial arts together, and this was a very strange thing because Koo-jong did not like girls at all. Choi Ra wins. After this, both are talking. Choi Ra says, I want to become a fighter so that I can beat my ex-boyfriend. Hearing this, Koo Jong says, what do you think? If you beat him, will he like you? Nothing can happen to such a man. It's better that you find someone else. Saying this, he starts to leave. So Choi Ra says from behind, I am learning only to teach him a lesson. And they leave from there. On the other side, Won Jun had come to his home. When it is night, Won Jun starts missing Doona. So he quickly gets on the bus and goes to Doona. When he goes to his room, Doona is sleeping in his room. So Won Jun sits near her and starts running his hand through her hair. Doona wakes up. Just then, Won Jun also lies down with Doona and catches her hand and kisses it. The next day, Koo Jong, Yoon Taek, Choi Ra, and Jin Ju are sitting together having breakfast when Doona comes out of Won Jun's room and goes toward her room. Everyone is shocked to see her. Just then, Won Jun also comes out of his room. So Yoon Taek says, what is all this? Were you both together last night? Hearing this, Won Jun says, I like Doona. Everyone becomes silent hearing all this and keeps looking at each other. After this, Yoon Taek, Koo Jong, and Choi Ra stand together and talk about Won Jun. How simple he looks, and suddenly he says he likes Doona. And moreover, they even slept in the same room. On the other side, Jinju calls Won Jun. When Won Jun comes to her, Jinju says, I have to tell you something. Just then, Won Jun says, okay, tell me. So Jinju says, I love you. Hearing this, Won Jun is shocked. Then Jinju says, I have liked you since the first time I saw you. It's strange, right? Whenever I used to be worried, I used to come to meet you. Whenever we used to go home from school, I used to think that I wish the house was further away so we could spend more time together and know each other well. I was afraid that I would lose you somewhere. I know that now you have gone far away from me, but I'm still telling you that I love you. I will love you until I die. Hearing this, Won Jun says, thank you, Jinju. What I wanted to hear for a long time. You have said today. Sorry, I couldn't understand you and couldn't even say my heart's feelings. Just then, Jinju says, I heartily wish that Doona leaves you, and after that, when you come to me, I will not accept you at all. There are many who want me besides you. Then Won Jun says, I know you are such a girl that every boy dreams of having. By the way, whatever happens, don't bow down before anyone, even if it is your family. And I respect this decision of yours. No matter what happens, I am always with you. After this, Won Jun comes home. He calls Doona because Doona had gone somewhere outside and it was getting late, due to which Won Jun was worried. He was waiting for her. Choi Ra comes out and says to Won Jun, why are you out so late at night? Just then Won Jun says, just because, but what are you doing? Then Choi Ra says, I came out for a walk and saw you. By the way, do you know that Jin Ju has left? Do you know she left because of you? It's good what happened. Where is Doona? Hearing this, Won Jun says, I don't know. So Choi Ra says, what do you mean you don't know? She is your girlfriend. You should know about her. Listen to me, Won Jun. Whatever is between you two, please don't call it love. This relationship is like a contract. If it works, it lasts until the moon. Otherwise, only until evening. But my experience is that where there is no commitment, there is no love. Hearing this, Won Jun remains, sitting silently and becomes sad. So Choi Ra says, now don't get emotional, and leaves from there. Just then, Won Jun gets a call from Doona and she calls him to her. Here, Doona remembers a flashback scene where when she was small, her mom used to leave her at her grandma's house. That's why Doona had the habit of staying at home since childhood. Now, in the present, when Won Jun goes to her, Doona says to him, should we go out somewhere? Won Jun agrees. So both go to Doona's grandma's house, where Doona's childhood was spent. Now, Doona's grandma was not there, but she wanted to go there and enjoy herself. After reaching there, both enjoy themselves a lot and spend time together. After this, both are cycling when it starts raining and they all get drenched. So both quickly go home. Coming inside, Won Jun is drying himself. Just then, Doona comes to Won Jun and says, help me take off my shirt. When Won Jun takes off her shirt, he gets very nervous and hugs Doona. Then both start kissing each other, and in this way, both spend the night with each other. The next morning, Doona is sitting outside and is very happy. Won Jun is sleeping inside. When Won Jun's eyes open, he sees that Doona is not with him. So he also comes out and smiles while looking at Doona, hugs her, and sits near her. On the other side, Choi Ra and Koo Jong are together. Choi Ra says, come on, let's go somewhere to eat. But Koo Jong is ignoring her, but she still keeps following him. Then Choi Ra stands sadly at a place. Seeing her, Koo Jong comes to her and says, what happened? Then he sees that Choi Ra is looking at her boyfriend, who was with some other girl. So Koo Jong says, come on, I'm feeling very hungry. Let's go to eat. After this, while eating, Koo Jong says to Choi Ra, even after your heart was broken, you are not improving. So Choi Ra says, falling in love is not in a person's control. It happens on its own. When you fall in love, I will ask you then. Saying this, she starts eating and says very happily, this is very tasty, and starts eating quickly. Koo-jong starts smiling while looking at her and keeps looking at her. On the other side, Doona and Wonjun are walking together holding hands. Just then, Doona is shocked to see a car standing in front of them. Then, a man comes out of that car. This man is none other than the one whom Doona used to call all the time. His name was Park In. As soon as Doona sees Park In, she lets go of Wonjun's hand and starts going toward Park In. Just then, Wonjun says, "Doona, who is this man?" Saying this, he catches her hand again. So Doona looks at Wonjun, pulls her hand away, and moves toward Park In. Just then, Wonjun says, "Please, Doona, don't go." But Doona does not stop and gets into Park In's car, and both leave. Wonjun keeps looking. On the way, Doona asks Park In, "How did you remember me today?" So Park In says, while changing the subject, "You are feeling cold," and touches Doona and says, "You have a fever." Just then, Doona says, "You didn't answer my question." Then Park In says, "You were the one making calls. Tell me, what do you want to say?" But Doona remains sitting silently. Then Park In says, "You should make a comeback. Otherwise, people will forget you." So Doona says, "If this is what I want, whether it's your talk or the people's, it doesn't matter to me if anyone forgets me now." Hearing this, Park In says, "It matters to you. You are afraid of this very thing, being ignored and loneliness." So Doona says, "Is that why you left me? So that you could make me feel the loneliness?" Saying this, Doona becomes silent. Then she says, "Stop the car." I said, "Stop the car right now." Saying this, she opens the car door and jumps out of the moving car, and her foot gets quite hurt. Just then, Park In quickly stops the car and comes out to Doona and says, "What are you doing?" So Doona starts hitting Park In while crying loudly. Just then, Park In says angrily, "Stop this drama." Then Doona says while crying, "You must have had a lot of fun playing with my emotions like this. You are just like my mom. You knew that I love you. I was waiting for you so much, but you took advantage of this feeling of mine. I feel disgusted by you." Hearing this, Park In says, "You love me? No. You had to come back to the industry and I was the means. If you truly loved me, you wouldn't have put my and the whole team's career at stake. By the way, I didn't use you. You used me. I didn't ignore you. You did it yourself. You completely ruined yourself." After hearing all this, Doona starts crying loudly. On the other side, Wonjun is waiting for Doona at her grandma's house. Here, Park In brings Doona to the hospital because her foot was hurt. Just then, Doona gets a call from Wonjun, so Doona ends the call. On the other side, Wonjun is very sad thinking about Doona. Here, Doona and Park In come out of the hospital. Doona stops outside. So Park In says, "Come along, otherwise you will never be able to see me again." Hearing this, Doona says, "I used to be afraid of words, but now I have stopped being afraid. Do whatever you want to do. I have now changed my path." Saying this, she leaves and comes back to her grandma's house. There she looks for Wonjun everywhere, but Wonjun is not found because Wonjun had left from there. So Doona sits there and starts thinking about her past. Just then, she remembers a flashback scene when she was small. Park In had told her, "Sign the contract. You will never lack anything, but you will have to obey my every word, and you will never hide anything from me." So Doona agreed to all this, and since then, Doona was with Park In. On the other side, Koo-jong is sitting thinking about Choi Ra. Then he asks Yoon-taek, "Why does it happen that we suddenly keep thinking about the same person and remember their words?" Just as Yoon-taek was about to speak, Koo-jong gets a call from Choi Ra, and she calls him to her. Here, Choi Ra was designing clothes for a fashion show. Her ex-boyfriend comes to her and starts bothering her. Just then, Koo-jong comes there and moves Choi Ra's ex-boyfriend aside and says, "If you touch my girl from today onwards, no one will be worse than me." Hearing this, Choi Ra is shocked and starts to smile. Just then, Choi Ra's ex-boyfriend leaves, and Choi Ra becomes very happy. Here, when Wonjun comes back home, he sees that Doona is also sitting there. Just then, Doona says to Wonjun, "Are you going to meet your mom and sister?" So Wonjun says, "Yes. By the way, when did you come here?" Then Doona says, "I just came this morning." Just then, Wonjun starts to leave. So Doona says, "What happened? Won't you ask anything? You can't run away from me like this." Then Wonjun says, "If I say something at this time, I might say something wrong." So Doona says, "Say whatever you want to say. I will decide whether it is right or wrong. Ask me, why did I go with him? This question must have shaken you. Don't you even have the courage to vent your anger?" Hearing this, Wonjun says, "Is this your way of saying sorry? Or do you have no regret for what you have done? By the way, by what right should I ask you why you went with him? I don't want to know this. Just tell me, why are you playing with my emotions? Before, it didn't matter to me. I thought you were alone, so you were spending time with me. But now it matters to me because now I like you. You don't have emotions for me, and why would you even have them? But a person learns from their mistakes, and the mistake is mine." Just then, Koo-jong and Choi Ra come there, so Wonjun leaves from there. The next day, when Wonjun is coming back from his part-time job in the evening, he is remembering Doona's words. After this, he reaches home and goes to his room. Just then, Doona comes there and says to Wonjun, "Are you leaving from here?" So, Wonjun says, "Yes, I am leaving. Please, Doona, go away from here." Saying this when Wonjun is leaving his room, Doona stops him and hugs him and says, "I am staying right here. If you can leave, then leave." Just then, Wonjun says, "Why don't you understand? I don't want to see your face. Go away from here right now." Then Doona says, "I need someone's support. That's why I need you." So Wonjun says, "Then why did you let go of my hand that day?" Then Doona says, "I don't know, but I don't want to lose you. My heart is very weak. When I did that, I felt a lot of regret and I also got angry at myself. And now, don't say that you didn't see all this." Hearing this, Wonjun says, "I know nothing can be done about you because you are selfish. You have hurt me at every step. You kept giving me hope of love and then left me alone. I loved you and I will continue to love you. If you love me, then make me believe that you love me and not him." Saying this, tears come into Wonjun's eyes. So Doona says, "I love you." Hearing this, Wonjun kisses Doona, and both spend the night together. The next day, Wonjun and Doona enjoy themselves together. On the other side, Choi Ra is with her friend and has drunk a lot. So her friend messages Koo Jong, "Come and pick up Choi Ra. She has drunk a lot." So Koo Jong goes to pick her up, brings her home, and seats her at a place. Then he looks at her and kisses her and says, "I love you," before leaving. So Choi Ra quickly gets up and goes after Koo Jong and kisses him. Here, Wonjun and Doona go to a concert. And there, Doona enjoys the songs a lot. Just then, Wonjun gets a call from his mom, and she tells Wonjun, "Your sister's surgery is going to happen, so come here." So Wonjun says, "Okay, I will come." After this, coming home, Doona keeps thinking about that very concert and remembers her past when she used to sing, and she looks very disturbed. The next day, Doona goes out with Wonjun. Then Wonjun asks her, "Don't you feel like going back to your old life?" So Doona says, "Will you let me go?" Hearing this, Wonjun says, "You have the full right. If you want to go, then go." Just then, Doona says, "Do you want to distance me from yourself? I will have to break up to go back to singing. Will that work for you?" Hearing this, Wonjun becomes silent. The next day, Wonjun leaves for his sister's surgery. Here, Doona gets a notice that the company where she used to work has suffered a lot of loss, due to which Doona could also go to jail. After reading all this, Doona becomes worried. Then she calls Park In to her and says, "Was it necessary to do all this?" So Park In says, "What do you think? Did I do all this?" "No. You went against the company, and the company will not leave you." Hearing this, Doona says, "So what should I do?" Just then, Park In says, "Leave that boy and make a comeback." After this, Wonjun returns to Seoul and spends time with Doona, and he also notices that Doona is disturbed. Just then, Wonjun finds Park In's cigarette packet in Doona's dustbin. So Wonjun understands that Doona is hiding something from him. Then Wonjun goes to meet Park In and says to Park In, "Stay away from Doona." Hearing this, Park In says, "Doona's benefit lies in breaking up." So Wonjun goes away from there sadly. On the other side, Doona agrees to work again. The next day, Doona comes to Park In. Just then, Park In says, "You don't need to take tension about anything. I will see everything, your stay, food, and so on." So Doona says, "Now you tell me, how should I leave Wonjun? Because you know very well how to leave. I don't have that much courage. By the way, I will work hard. The company will forget all the loss that happened because of me. And remember one thing, I am not doing all this because of you." Just then, Park In takes the phone from Doona because whoever works in this company does not use a phone. Then Park In says, "Stop meeting and seeing everyone for a few days." Saying this, he leaves. Slowly, Doona starts her work, and Wonjun also becomes busy in his studies. Wonjun remembers Doona all the time and keeps messaging her, but no reply comes to him. Here, Doona becomes popular again. One day, Wonjun is going somewhere when he meets Doona on the way, and she says to Wonjun, "Should we go to eat?" Then both go to a hotel to eat. There, Doona tells Wonjun, "I can't keep a phone. By the way, I have still come to meet you secretly." Hearing this, Wonjun says, "I'll say one thing. Don't give an explanation. You are made only for the stage. Don't worry about me. I am going to the army anyway." Just then, Doona says, "That's a good thing. 2 years will pass quickly. Just in these 2 years, I will get established and then both of us." Hearing this, Wonjun says, "Forget me. Just focus on yourself." Then Doona says, "So you have decided to go far away?" Just then, Wonjun says, "You also wanted the same, didn't you?" Then Doona says, "Yes, but not forever." Hearing this, Wonjun says, "But now I want to go." Just then, Doona says, "When I was completely ruined and alone, you supported me. And now that everything is fine, will you leave? Do you even know what I said to Park In? I told him that I want you until my death and I will not leave you. I know I am selfish, so it was not that easy for me. So why is it easy for you? I changed myself for you, but what did you do for me? You were the one who said that if there is a wish, then go. You wanted to hear me singing, right? By the way, now you are the one who is going. The one who is leaving is you. You are doing the same thing that other people have been doing until today. Saying this, Doona leaves, and Wonjun remains standing silently. Doona looks back again and again to see if perhaps Wonjun would come, but Wonjun does not come. Doona gets into the car and starts crying loudly. Here, Wonjun also starts crying loudly after Doona leaves. After this, time keeps passing, and Doona keeps becoming successful in her life. Here, Wonjun also joins the army and gets a job at a good post, and this is where the ending of this drama occurs.